Hi, I'm Erin Walker, owner of Body Love Wellness, a holistic wellness community for women. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so we can't let the month get by without talking about the connection between breast cancer and your hormonal health. That's what we do, is talk about all things women's hormones here on this channel. So estrogen is not a bad thing. We need estrogen. Estrogen informs your libido and your body's sexual health, your stress response in your body, metabolism, weight, cholesterol balance, and cardiovascular protection, bone health, among a myriad of other things. But as with anything else, too much of a good thing can be problematic. Now, your body produces estrogen primarily in your ovaries, but did you know that fat cells can also produce estrogen? So if you are overweight, those fat cells can be increasing the amount of estrogen that is available in your body, because now you have two major sources of estrogen pumping it out that can overload your liver, whose primary job is to help you get rid of those excess hormones, along with a whole slew of other things that you are exposed to that may be toxic for the body. Now, how exactly is estrogen linked to breast cancer? Well, again, it's not always the case, but in about 80% of cases, according to the evidence, estrogen plays a role in the most common types of breast cancer. It's called estrogen receptor positive breast cancer. And while scientists and researchers are still working to better understand this very complex situation, most of the research does point to how much estrogen you are exposed to over time, and how your cells respond to that hormone are two main factors in developing estrogen receptor positive breast cancer. So, boiling that down, your cells have receptors on the outsides of them, and they are designed to allow hormones to attach to them and send messages and give direction to do certain things. When estrogen attaches to one of your healthy cells, usually it tells it to make more cells, which is not a bad thing when you're going through puberty or when you're pregnant and things like that. But your cancerous cells also have receptors on the outside of them. And sometimes estrogen can attach to those cells and encourage the direction for proliferation of those cells to continue as well. And this most likely happens when you have too much estrogen floating around in the body. Sometimes this also happens when you have excess progesterone levels as well. They can be receptive to progesterone in addition to estrogen. And so estrogen exposure over time, we find, is linked to breast cancer. Some interesting facts are, this is why you see it generally later in life, oftentimes postmenopausal women, although nowadays you're seeing it a little bit younger, but we think that's because of there are just more and more women who have imbalanced estrogen levels for extended periods of time. But women who generally are over the age of 50, you're older, so you've been exposed to estrogen for a longer period of time. If you started your period before, age 13, 14, or 15, you've been exposed to estrogen longer than maybe someone who started their period after the age of 15. Things like that are showing in studies to actually make a difference. So the thing that you can focus on now, though, is knowing that estrogen dominance is one of the most common hormonal balances in women, and there are things that you can do using food as medicine, exercise, limiting your exposure to chemicals that encourage excess estrogen, supporting your liver to be able to work well for you. All of those things will bode well for you to keep those estrogen levels in check. Of course, we can't guarantee that that singular thing will keep you from ever getting breast cancer, but it certainly can go a long way to helping you optimize your hormone levels, and is one less reason that you may have to worry about in terms of your risk. So stick with me this week, because I'm going to share more about foods that you can eat to reduce your estrogen levels. And a great way to get started is joining my free guided 5-day hormone detox that's kicking off next Monday, October 31st. You're going to learn how to eat to balance your hormones, to support your liver, to get those excess hormones down, to increase your energy levels, and to lose weight. Let me help you get started. Have a great week, everybody.